The district has a wild, creative side.
And Tracy Braxton keeps it real with her family.
All that and much more coming up on this edition of We Are Washington.
Welcome to We Are Washington. Coming up on this edition, we'll look at a district initiative that showcases our most creative residents.
And among creative types in our area, Tracy Braxton.
Yep.
We caught up with her at the Four Sisters Only event, and we'll bring you our one-on-one interview. But first, the news rundown. More affordable housing is coming to Ward 7. Mayor Muriel Bowser and Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development Brian Kenner are breaking ground on Deanwood Hills, a 150-unit affordable housing development on Hayes Street Northeast. The project is part of the New Communities Initiative, aimed at revitalizing some of DC's most underserved neighborhoods.
Deanwood Hills is a great example of the type of affordable housing we want to see in all 8 wards in Washington, D.C. Housing that serves populations in need, provides units suitable for families, large units, and helps improve the residents' overall quality of life.
The mayor calls it the most transformative project on the East Coast.
And if you've been to the wharf recently, you know what she's talking about. The mayor joined developers for an update on the major mixed-use project taking shape on the Southwest waterfront, which is set to open next October. Among the highlights, a water taxi system between D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
This is a place where we are building out some really amazing businesses. We're going to have some incredible and unique local retail, some really unique spaces that's going to really activate a space that is going to really rethink the way that our city relates to the water. It is really going to be something special, so I'm excited about that.
Also announced, Fish and Richardson, a global patent law firm, has signed a lease for the office building that will be located at 1000 Main Avenue.
The 20th annual TIVA Awards were held at the Embassy of France. The Television, Internet, and Video Association Peer Awards recognize professionals and media students in the Mid-Atlantic region. The theme of this year's TIVA Peer Awards was inspiring production excellence and bolstering the creative and economic impact of the media production community. Herbert Niles, Deputy Director of the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment, encouraged creative professionals to view DC government as a partner.
We want to just get the word out that we are here to support the local film community and also attract out-of-state production here. But our main function is to support the region. And any way we can do that, we're here to do that.
80% of district residents voted for statehood in the recent election. Mayor Bowser addressed the results of the statehood referendum going forward during a post-election press conference.
Our charge has not changed. We have been now compelled by 80% of the voters to carry the message of statehood forward. And I will work with the council on how they will prepare the resolution to go up to the new Congress in January. It's also our great job, and if this last few months hasn't taught us anything, is that we have a lot of public education to do in our own city, but certainly in the states.
Mayor Muriel Bowser led members of her administration on a walk through the Truxton Circle neighborhood in Ward 5.
The neighborhood walk provides a chance for government officials to speak directly with residents to identify and resolve issues in their community. Neighborhood walks like this one are organized through the Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Service.
Time once again to cut loose on the dance floor for a good cause. The 6th annual Dancing with the Scholars fundraiser was held at the Arc in Southeast DC. The event brings high school students and elected officials together for a dance competition to raise scholarship money for students in Wards 7 and 8. The William O. Lockridge Community Foundation started the event in 2011 and so far has raised over $70,000 in scholarship funds for DC students. This year's event was a tribute to Michael Jackson.
It's one of the most spirited events happening in the city. DC's 4th annual Cocktail Week features mixologists, bartenders, and innovative cocktail programs. Participating restaurants across the metro area offer specialty crafted cocktails and small bite pairings. If you missed Cocktail Week this year, check out dccocktailweek.com for for more upcoming events.
World-class photography on display around the city, all part of Photo Week DC. The citywide festival featured more than 150 exhibits promoting the work of local photographers. This year, Photo Week DC partnered with National Geographic.
Anwan Big G Glover is doing his part for statehood. The actor and musician known for his role in the TV series The Wire is celebrating the official unveiling of a special edition DC 51 Patrick Ewing sneaker. The proud DC native says it's always been a dream of his to have his own shoe. The sneaker features a new Columbia 51 DC statehood logo.
This is a real big event, and this is real big for my city and my life and what we are made of and what we did to push to this point to get this shoe. And it's right here, man. The Patrick Ewing, we got the DC flag on the back. Inside, we got the soul, the community advocate, sneakerhead Big G Washington, D.C. So proud. It's a proud night, man. And I'm so happy to be here.
So, Matt, I know you're a Big G fan.
Well, sure. I mean, how could you not be, right? He's a Washington, D.C. native. He obviously is very involved in the community, always, talking about the issues, caring about what's going on here. And the newest thing that he has going on with the shoe and the new Columbia logo, that's a very cool thing, too.
And I know, but you've actually met him.
Sure,
so
sure.
you know in person he's actually also a very nice guy.
He's very nice. Yeah, and luckily enough, through the process of, working on different things, interviewing him, I had a chance to meet him. Very nice guy. Grew up in Columbia Heights. So he's always, like I said, very active in what's going on in his community. And like you said, multi-talented musician, actor, and just an all-around nice guy.
He does just about everything and very committed to statehood.
And I got to say, too, I've always had a dream to have my own sneaker, my own shoe as well.
Yeah.
So, it inspired me to start working on that, right?
You have a little more work to do.
All right. Yeah.
But I would buy it.
All right. Thank you.
Coming up, it's not just politics and button-down shirts. DC has a thriving creative economy. We'll show you how it's growing next.
It's called 202 Creates, and the goal is to promote and support the district's vibrant creative economy.
From painters to skateboarders to entrepreneurs, artists keep our city an exciting place to live, and their contributions also benefit the bottom line. Take a look.
202 Creates was initiated by the mayor in the month of September, but it is still going strong. It represents all of the creative activity that is happening here in the district, which is robust. There is always something happening.
I love the vibe. It's a great culmination of artists. I know a lot of the artists. I love these groundbreaking events where people get to connect and build and network.
I'm so elated to be here and be able to participate and share my work with everybody here. Today I painted a live painting piece. It was very spontaneous. I kind of just used the energy of the event and the crowd to create my work.
202 Creates is incredible because it's a sense of unity. It's bringing the art cultures in the city all together, and that's really what we need. There's so much love and passion with art, and so many amazing, talented people in DC, and they all just need to unify, really.
We are called Fluffness, and we are an organic cotton candy company. What set us apart is that we only have organic product, no artificial coloring or flavoring, and we've got about 20 different flavors of cotton candy available.
And to think that you could have cotton candy that's kind of healthy, right? I mean, sugar is good for you, right?
Sugar is good.
I'm a music producer, and I also work as the operations director for an AV and lighting firm. And I'm just excited to see DC really trying to come together and bring the creative arts out on a whole new level. It's about time.
So the concept that I have here is about networking, the power of networking and the creative economy. So it's a hand solving a Rubik's Cube, but the Rubik's Cube is going to have these different elements around like the arts, technology, and different kinds of things. So it's like the hands putting it together. For me, I think this is really big for creatives like myself, because artists are a small business. So to get this kind of support at this kind of event where specifically for, the creative force and the creative economy, I feel like, this is it. We've arrived.
As the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment, we work very closely with musicians, artists, television and film producers, as well as individuals in the entertainment industry in front of the camera as well as behind the camera. Tonight you will see various artists, vendors in the creative industry. So everyone from makeup artists, hairstylists, tech specialists, visual artists, musicians, and just individuals in entertainment collectively are all coming together here tonight. DC is truly the capital of creativity, and the purpose of 202 Creates is to highlight that and show the economic impact that they have on the District of Columbia. It's very, very important to support local artists. As you know, DSLBD has the Made in DC initiative, and I think a lot of people would be surprised how many businesses and creative individuals that there are here that are starting these small businesses. And it's very important that we as a government work closely with them to certify those businesses and support those businesses. Your Google, your Apple, these businesses did not always start out big. They started just like these small businesses, but we have a due diligence to help make this industry grow and thrive.
It's fabulous, right? I mean, it's so many people out, it's a lot of creative types, really an opportunity for us to kick off 202 Creates, which is a great chance to talk about the creative economy and the impact that it has on the city. It's creating jobs, it's creating tax revenue, creating opportunities for people, so we're just happy to be out here to celebrate it.
Well, there's a lot of people out here. A lot of people came out to enjoy this evening and participate. What do you think that says about how people in DC feel about the creative economy and its importance to DC's overall economy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot. I mean, I think it says that people recognize the fact that the creative economy in many ways can be a pathway to the middle class, but it can also be fun. It can be a place that the kind of thing that sort of helps to attract people to the District of Columbia, and hopefully the kind of thing that keeps them here as well, because we want to be showcasing the fact that we're creating jobs in the creative economy, and that the creative economy is helping to drive a lot of the economic development that we have here.
Amazing when you consider that 60% of district workers are employed somehow in the creative economy.
Right, it is interesting too, because you think of Washington, D.C., and a lot of what you think about is politics, government.
White-collar city.
White-collar city, the people come here to do those types of jobs, so it is very interesting. And one of those creative types making her way as an artist and entrepreneur is Tracy Braxton. Coming up, we go one-on-one with the singer and reality TV personality. Don't go away.
Hello, DC. This is Tracy Braxton, and you're watching DCN.
She's one of the larger-than-life sisters that made Braxton Family Values the most popular reality show in the country. But as we discover, it's her own down-to-earth personality that really sets her apart. Take a look.
You got the #1 reality show in the country.
I do. Oh, thank you.
Which is fantastic. But how do you make sure, and you work with your family, so how do you manage the stress, especially around the holidays? Do you have anything that you do to make sure that you keep the holidays fun so it just doesn't get too drama-filled?
Yes, I love to cook. I'm the sister that loves to cook. So, and I stay away from my sisters half the time. I'm like, I get away from them for a little bit, get that dose out of my system for a little bit.
Manage the time.
Yes, child. And then, being around my family, my husband and my son, and make sure, we are okay. And the house front is okay. I have to make sure of that.
Yeah, and do you have any, since you're here, I know your fans love to see you here. You actually live around here.
I do.
So what are some of do you have any little favorite DMV kind of holiday traditions that you like to do with your family?
Yes, I know this sounds corny, but I love the autumn and I love the fall. I love riding around and seeing the trees changing and changing colors. It puts me in a perspective of life. Like things never change. Things will never remain the same. So when you see those leaves on the trees, you're like, wow, I know something great is going to come out of these colors. After the winter and you see all the white, the pure white, everything is white, clean, and then you have life again. So when I see that, when I start seeing autumn and fall and seeing the trees change colors, it's like, oh, God is really working. Yes.
It's inspiring. Lastly, I just want to ask, because you do have the #1 reality show in the country, we've got to ask about that. How do you keep it? Now, I think it's kind of a mixed thing. When I think about doing a reality show, it seems like almost like it would be fun, but also like a nightmare too. I mean, how do you keep it in perspective, and and what have you learned from putting yourself so much out there? What is the biggest lesson and the biggest takeaway for you?
The biggest thing that I can say that came out of Braxton Family Values is to be true to myself. You know, don't let other people try to discourage you or tear you down. Only you can tear yourself down, because it's you, and this is your dreams and your aspirations. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
And I'm sure that's why fans have responded, because people know when people are being authentic.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I think that's why the show is so popular, because if people are being real, people like to see that. They want to see realness.
Yeah, and it's not a scripted show. Oh, did I do it? It's not scripted at all. So what you see from the sisters and my mom is what you get.
I know a lot of people take away a lot of lessons from watching your family, so we appreciate you being brave enough to be out there so much.
Us to show that side of families, because no one wants to see that side anymore. They always want to see the arguing and the bickering and things like that, but that's a part of a family life. But also show the loveness around each other, you know what I'm saying, and the support.
Chicken wing. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't know, Tracy's my favorite. Family values.
So, Matt, are you a Tracy Braxton fan?
Absolutely. It doesn't get any better for me than when she sings Goodbye off her 2014 hit album Crash and Burn.
Wow, I'll have to check that out. Well, you might enjoy Braxton Family Christmas, nice for the holidays.
Okay, yeah,
they
sing the
classics,
classics, right?
So you might want to check that out.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of been a dream of mine to be able to sing, in perfect 4-part harmony with my family, some Christmas carols, but it's never happened. It's never happened. Nobody would want to listen to that, so we're not making any albums anytime soon.
The Osmonds, you were not?
No, never.
Okay, well that's fine. You can get by with that. It's okay.
That about does it for us for this edition of We Are Washington, but we do have time for one last thing. Matt, what you got?
Okay, so we were talking about the Wharf Project earlier, and it's really interesting because there's so much happening down at the Southwest waterfront and the Wharf. I like to talk about the numbers in one last thing, right? So a lot happening with the construction, LEED certified buildings and environmentally mindful construction that's happening there. 1,700 bike parking spaces, both in garages and out on the streets, are going to be included as part of this. So really
That's
pushing people riding their bikes and that sort of transportation.
All along that path.
Right. Yep, exactly.
And I wonder if people are fully aware of just how much that project is really going to transform that whole area. It's going to be very exciting to see.
It already is. It already is. And one last thing.
Okay.
3,000.
You got two. All right.
Two last things. 3,000 square feet of solar panels. So, I mean, it's going to be a big change, but they're also mindful of how it's going to impact the environment down there, too.
Very exciting to see that coming along. That does it for us.
Yep. And we leave you today with an inspiring time-lapse video, great piece of video from one of the district's talented painters from the 202 Creates kickoff party. Here's Ania Kanyudofia.
Enjoy.